I raised my glass and my sister smirked. Clear as daylight, she said. Where's your husband and kids? Oh, right. You don't have any. The laughter that followed wasn't loud, but it cut deep. My parents smiled like it was harmless fun. My fork froze midair. I'd spent years paying their bills, saving their home, and now I was the punchline at their table. I set my spoon down and looked Brooke in the eye. Where's your money? I asked. She blinked. Oh, right. I've been supporting you until today. The room went silent. And that silence didn't just last the night. It started everything that came after. I'm Grace Whitaker, 32, a UX researcher in Seattle's Capitol Hill. My life looks steady from the outside. Clean apartment, stable job, quiet mornings. What people don't see is where half my paycheck disappears, into my family's black hole. Mom, a retired nurse after heart surgery. Dad, an ex-economics professor turned consultant. And Brooke, my younger sister, charming, bright, adored, and endlessly dependent on me. Her texts always start the same. Hey sis, can you help me just this once? I used to tell myself this was what good daughters do. Keep the lights on, the house from foreclosure, the family from falling apart. I thought if I gave enough, they'd see me as more than their backup plan. Every Sunday, I drive an hour to Tacoma for family dinner. Roast chicken, mashed potatoes, something sweet. The house smells the same, coffee, old wood polish. Photos on the wall. Brooke in her pageant dress, Dad shaking hands with someone important, Mom smiling in her uniform. Me, always at the edge, half cropped out, the reliable one. I don't complain. I bring wine, clean up, ask about their week. They talk about Brooke's events, Dad's potential clients, Mom's meds. And at the end, Dad pats my shoulder like a colleague, not a daughter. Thanks for keeping things steady. Some nights I tell myself families are messy, imperfect, needy. Other nights I grip the steering wheel until my knuckles ache. Deep down, I know it's not love that kept me paying their bills, it's guilt. That Sunday dinner should have been normal, small talk and polite smiles. But the air was sharp, waiting. Brooke leaned back, scrolling through her phone. You know, Grace, you should come to one of my events. Maybe you'd finally meet someone. Where's your husband and kids anyway? Oh, right. You don't have any. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then Mom laughed, too lightly agreeing. Dad smirked. My chest tightened. Years of holidays, hard work, every sacrifice. They saw me as incomplete. I set my spoon down. Calmly I said, Where's your money, Brooke? Her laughter froze. Excuse me? I'm done, I said. I'm not your ATM anymore. The silence that followed wasn't peace. It was the sound of everything ending. Back in Seattle that night, I sat with my laptop open. 7 years, over $80,000 gone to keep them afloat. Brooke's tuition, Dad's mortgage, Mom's meds, car repairs, even their new couch. I built their comfort while shrinking mine. The recurring transfer button glared at me. Are you sure you want to cancel this transfer? Yes. It was one click. But it felt like cutting a cord that had strangled me for years. The calls and messages came immediately. Mom trembling, Dad angry, Brooke half accusing, half begging. I didn't respond. Instead, I started saving everything. Texts, receipts, bank logs. Not out of spite, because something inside me whispered this wasn't over. Then came the text. Come home Sunday. We need to talk. I stared. If this was a war, I'd stop pretending I didn't know how to fight. Sunday arrived. The house smelled the same, but everything felt different. Mom avoided my eyes. Dad sat like a judge. Brooke pretended not to care. Mom spoke first. Grace, we can't live like this. The mortgage, the bills. I know, I said. I've known for 7 years. Dad's voice snapped. This family depends on you. Why stop now? Because it's not help if it's expected, I said evenly. That's called obligation. Brooke rolled her eyes. Someone found their backbone. Congratulations. I pulled out a thick folder. Records. Every payment I've made. Over $84,000. Tuition, mortgage, credit cards, repairs, the couch you're sitting on. Their faces went pale. Brooke whispered. You called the bank? I hired a lawyer. Your forgery, Dad. Your abuse of my name. It's all documented. You have 30 days to fix this or Rachel will file. Mom cried. Dad glared. Brooke sat frozen. You stopped being my family when you used me like a wallet, I said calmly. You crossed the line when you signed my name. I left. The sky was steel. Cold wind bit my cheeks. For the first time in years, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. 2 weeks later, Rachel called. The bank confirmed the forgery. Your name is clear. You're no longer liable. I poured a glass of wine that night. To endings, to beginnings, to silence that finally meant peace. The Tacoma house went up for sale. I didn't feel triumph, only inevitability. Build a life on someone else's sacrifices, and it always collapses. Weeks later, Mom invited me for one last dinner before they left. I went, not out of guilt but for closure. We ate without pretending. I'm not cutting you out, I said. But I won't be your safety net anymore. If you fall, you get back up. No one argued. Silence didn't feel like war. It felt like understanding. Driving back to Seattle, the cold wind was sharp and clean. My life was mine again. My savings, my peace, my future. Real love doesn't drain you. It doesn't demand your sacrifice. I learned that saying no isn't cruelty. It's self-respect. If you've ever held your family together while they tore you apart, I want to hear from you. Where are you listening from? And what line did you have to draw?